this is probably the final video for the phonology ones in Spanish, but this also has a lot of explanation, so pay attention, so this might be a little long. But we're going to focus on the digraphs of G, H, J, and X in Spanish, particularly the Philippine Spanish dialect, right? So first of all, the letter G. Now G has two sounds, and I'm only talking in the Philippine Spanish dialect, and then I'll show you some comparisons with the standard Spanish dialect. And in Philippine Spanish, this G before certain vowels will make a G sound, a G, right? If it's alone, it's just going to make a G sound as well, so G, right? But again, in certain vowels, it'll make a G or a Gua, Gua, and then I'll show you the examples. Now, in certain occasions, again, and depending on the vowel, it'll make a H sound, a H. It's very guttural, H, right? But some people, like some speakers of Philippine Spanish, especially like second learners of this, they don't know how to make that guttural sound, so they're going to find an approximation sound, which is the H sound, H, the letter H, right? It's just this pharyngeal sound, H, versus a guttural H. So there's a H and a H. So it's just like, I guess in English you can find a word, I guess maybe huge, which makes this hu sound, like huge, versus a regular H, like a sigh, H. And I'll go to the examples later, but I'll explain these last ones as well, and then we'll go through the examples. So this J, the Jota, only makes this sound, the same sound that a G can make in certain situations. The J makes in all situations, or in all cases. The G makes it in certain occasions, whereas the J makes it in every occasion. You'll hear this h, or the h sound, and then I'll show you that in the example, so that's easy. And the X actually also makes that h sound too. It makes it, but most occasions it'll make the x sound, the ks, the x sound. And I'll show you with the examples with that. And finally, we have the H, which the H never makes any sound. In Philippine Spanish, it never makes any sounds. But again, there's a tendency for second language learners who are Filipinos to put this h sound with it, which is not right. Because in Philippine Spanish, and even in standard Spanish, this H never makes any sound. It's just a silent consonant. So whenever you read words that have this H in it, you never pronounce it. It never makes a sound, and it's just kind of invisible, right? But again, you will hear some second language learners, and these are people who don't speak Philippine Spanish as a native language. You'll hear some second language learners who are Filipinos that will put a h sound in it, and don't do that, because that's wrong. Now, the examples are the ones that I wanted to show you about the four consonants, right? So the G, depending on which vowel it will go with, will have a g, that hard g sound. Okay, it's like this velar g sound, right? And we can see it through our syllable structures. Ga, ge, gi, go, gu, right? Ga, ge, gi, go, gu, right? It's spelled this way because if we spell G and an E or G and an I together, it makes this h sound, this h. Those are the only times that G will make that sound. If it's just a GE or GI, it will make this h sound, or a h sound, right? H, or a h. And I have something to talk about this as well. But that's the only time that G will make this sound. Otherwise, it's going to make a g sound. And in other times, it'll make a gua sound, especially when it's spelled like this. Gua, gue, gui, guo, and gu, right? Which gu doesn't exist unless you spell it out like gua, gua, gu, right? Gu. It's just weird how that works. But gua, gue, gui, guo, and then this is really rare. It's not really seen much in Spanish unless it's a foreign word or something. But if you will spell gue or gui, you need to put that diaresis or the umlaut accent on the u, ga or gua, gue, gui, because this is pronounced as gi versus this is pronounced as gui. This u with the two dots in it, it's called an umlaut. When you put that umlaut accent in it, it forces the u to be pronounced versus here the u was just invisible. Same with ge, gue. You have to put the two dots every time there's going to be a UE to make that U pronounced. And then we'll see those in the examples as well. So this first word, gemelo, right? Gemelo, or some people will say gemelo, which is also fine because in Philippine Spanish that strong h gets changed to a h sometimes, right? This h and h, they interchange sounds sometimes, and you'll hear that through speakers of Philippine Spanish. So gemelo or gemelo or gemelo or gemelo, 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 they're all the same. It's just all the same. And people won't, I guess, distinguish like what sound. It's just supposed to be a guttural sound, but people just don't really care much, I guess, with the two different sounds. Because in standard Spanish, yes, it does matter. It's supposed to be pronounced as gemelo. But in Philippine Spanish, it's either pronounced as gemelo or gemelo, right? The same second word that we talked about here was the same concept we talked about up here, right? The GUI, guisado, right? Guisado. So we have guisado, penguino. This is one of those exceptions where the U has to be pronounced because I put the diaresis up there, right? The umlaut accent, penguino, penguino. The J, again, in any case, in any situation, that J gets pronounced as a H or a H, right? Jerga, jerga, jerga. General or general, genio, hijo, right? We have hijo. Mexico, that X, again, we talked about that X, it can be pronounced as a H or a X, depending on the situation. And that's something you have to know by heart. You have to commit that to memory in where the X gets pronounced as a X or a H. Rojas, examen, extra, right? Examen, extra. So we have those sounds for the X. Remember, this X is a X, KS sound together. X. It's never going to be X, X, X. You're never going to hear a voice. So examen, extra. You will hear those, but you will never hear it examen or extra. You will never hear that X. It's a X. It's a voiceless. So only air is coming out, not sound, or not a voice, not a sound, just air. X, X. Not a gz, gz, right? So Mexico or Mexico or Mexico, rojas or rojas, right? Examen, extra. Hijo, hijo, that J, regardless where it is, makes that h sound. And finally down here, right, we talked about how the J and the H's make different sounds or no sounds. And I just want to show you the syllable structures that I have here. So we have, for the J, ha, he, ho, hu, and the he and the he, remember, if it's G-E-G-I together, it makes that h sound or the h sound, right? But similarly, as you saw in the example with jerga, J-E and J-I can exist as well, and hijo, or E, I guess it's just jerga, but J-E and J-I exist. So ha, he or he, ho, hu. And finally, we have the H, but that doesn't make a sound, right? It doesn't make a sound, so we get a, e, I, o, u. Okay, don't pronounce it as ha, he, ho, hu, because that H, again, never makes a sound. The only time you'll hear it is when second language learners or other people trying to learn Philippine Spanish or Spanish in general will accidentally or put that h sound in it, but it's non-existent.